welcome to today's video. I actually wasn't going to film a video today, and then I realized that I have this new stuff that I got from ULTA and Sephora, and I kind of just want to test it out because I feel like I never stray from my current makeup routine, and I never try new products, and mostly just because I'm a creature of habit. But I was like, nope, we're going to break out of the sticking to the same routine thing, and we're gonna give this stuff a try. Today, I am going to try out some stuff that I purchased from ULTA and from Sephora because, oops, I don't have a real sized Sephora in where I live. It's only a Sephora inside JCPenney, so it's not great. I'm going to try to not talk so much in the beginning of this video, and I am going to start with some prepping and priming of the face. Now, before I get into anything, please, for the love of God, I know my skin decided to have a total freak out this week, and I literally got the most biggest, painfulest, horriblest pimple on my forehead, and it literally hurt so bad. It was under the skin pimple. It was so terrible. And then if that wasn't enough, I had to get another one here, and I picked this one, and it was a mess. And so just we're gonna cover it. That's part of the things we're trying today. So first of all, I'm super pumped because Tula has new products, and when it comes to primers, if you guys have been around a while, you probably already know that I am obsessed with this Tula blurring and moisturizing primer. This has been my holy grail primer since it came out. It is so smoothing and just hydrating, but it also fills in your pores without getting that weird like film to it like some primers have. So this has been my favorite. So I was very, very hesitant to try a new primer, but they did just come out with this brightening up smoothing primer gel, and the difference between this one and this one is that this one says, "See you later to dull skin. Brighter, smoother looking skin is here with silicone-free priming gel, bursting with juicy yuzu, 3 times the vitamin C of a lemon. Supercharged formula grips your makeup like a pro. This is the primer for healthy, happy skin of all types, even blemish-prone skin." So, you know, we're gonna give it a go today. So a lot of these things I have not used at all, so you're going to get my full first impression of everything. I'm just really excited about it because I really like their products, but I should moisturize my skin first. This is the GLAMGLOW Mega Illuminizing Moisturizer, and I really want to try this because today I'm going to do a super dewy look, and I really want to see how I like this. And this is in the color Nude Glow, and I believe they have different colors of this in general. I didn't want to get one that was too white though, because I feel like with illuminizing stuff that can sometimes cast like a white haze on your skin in pictures. It feels really nice, and that has a nice smell to it. It's not really floral, but it has a fresh scent to it, I suppose. I like that a lot. It says you can even wear this alone too. Like, I feel like this would be a nice, just little glowy moisturizer if you wanted to just put something really quick on your face. That's really, really nice. Now for the primer. So this actually just came out on the 5th, and oh my, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Can you see that consistency? Oh my, who's here? A snicker popped in. Hey, you wanna come in here with me? Can you see that? Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, oh. Ah, like a jelly. I always love first impression videos so much because I feel like you really get the person's like true feel on a product, you know? Especially you can see it in action. Seems, oh, I wanted to put that on too. Well, maybe I could put that on over it. We're gonna see. This, weirdly enough, when it touched my skin, it turned into kind of like a little bit more jelly than I thought it was going to. It initially seemed like a very thick primer, and then once I put it on my skin, it turned very slick and like cooling almost. I'm probably putting way too much on, but I just want to get a good feel for it. Wow, okay, that's interesting. It's very like wet. I really need the Beauty Tubers fan right about now because I feel like that needs to dry. As I said, I was dealing with quite a few little breakouts here, and this is the Dr. Jart CC Pear. It is a tiger grass color correcting treatment, neutralizes redness and protects skin, improves skin appearance to be vibrant. I probably should have put this on before the primer, but I forgot that I wanted to try this. So we're just gonna spot treat with this. See the redness from these two post. So I am just going to put a little bit here and a little bit here. Now, obviously with any type of redness corrector, it's going to be a green color to neutralize the red, which is fine. And then I'm sure underneath the makeup, it will be fine. Now, this does to me smell like a sunscreen. It's got like they tried to put maybe a fresh citrus smell in it, but it definitely turned out to be a tad more SPF than I would like. Really cannot stand the smell of that on my face, and I feel like it never goes away, but that does a really good job hiding those red spots, which I love because your girl can't stop picking, even though I know I shouldn't and it will make it worse. I don't listen. But we're gonna put some on the forehead, fame. Actually, in those pictures, in some of our proposal pictures. Oh, this is great. This looks awesome. I think I need a brush. The girl that was doing the pictures was like, I had to edit out your forehead vein, and some of them I was like, I'm not surprised. Obviously, this is going to be splotchy since this is just going on under the makeup, but I think that that did a pretty decent job covering the redness there that I was concerned about, especially the one on my cheek. This is just a very sensitive area on your face in general. So to have something like so red and so blotchy there, it definitely needs some extra correction. So I am so pumped. I don't even know what I want to start with. So after I let that sit for a couple minutes before I'm starting to do anything, it actually set really nicely and kind of blended in. Like you can really see that that took a ton of redness away from here. This one is still kind of like a lump, so I didn't expect a miracle, but whatever. Since we're switching things up around here, and I usually always do my face first before my eyes, today I am going to actually do my eyes first because I got a new palette. Who is she? She got a new palette. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So let me show you the inside of this guy. Look at that. This is also just so out of my comfort zone. This palette overall is just very glittery, something I would not typically do. Look at this Gemini color right here. Like, that's like a thick glitter, you know? It's not just a shimmer, it's a glitter. Show you, like, look at that. Oh my goodness. But I almost feel like that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to try these things because I don't have anything to do today. If I look like a mess and it looks like shit, then we're just gonna wash it off, you know? I really wish I would have purchased a new eyeshadow primer. That was one thing that I wanted to do and completely forgot, and I'm mad, but that's okay. This one's good. This is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. It's nothing crazy. It's just a very basic eyeshadow primer. I feel like I could work with these quadrants right here and maybe do something with that. I still really want to get ballsy and do like pinks, and that blue color is crazy, but I know that would not look good on me. So I'm gonna take MAC's Soft Brown. This is just what I have in this singular pot, just like I did in my last video. Put that all over the lid. I'm gonna try to make this not like a super, you know, in-depth tutorial, because I feel like this is more about trying new products, not necessarily doing a tutorial, since I don't even know what I'm doing. I almost kind of feel like I want to be super bold and put that liddy color all over like the inner corner and almost pretty much to the end, but then I'm gonna go over and smoke out the outer corners of the eye. Whoa, wow, I wasn't ready for that. That is like a very thick glitter. It does have a little bit of fallout. Let's see if you can kind of tell from the packaging there. Like when I'm dusting my brush in it, quite a bit is coming off. But you want to talk about pigmented. So I'm going to take this 1988 color here and put this on the outer corner and kind of just blend that in, and hopefully that will take away some of the intense glitter that we have going on here. I am gonna be a little ballsy and take some of that Sesma color, but I'm gonna mix it with the 1988 so it's not so pink, and just kind of put this on the very, very outer corner and crease and blend it in just a tad. I'm not really being like super precise with this either, to be 100% honest with you, because I don't have anything to do. Like, I am not doing any type of pictures or anything special, so this is just for funsies. So if it's a little messy, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so that Sesma color is actually really, really cool, and I like it. I didn't think I was going to, but you know what? I do. I always go back with the original brush. I swirl it off, and I go back and very lightly dust all of this outer part out, because sometimes like I can start to see where it's just getting a little bit too harsh on the lid. And this will just help kind of buff everything out and make it look a lot more blown out instead of liney. I think I'm gonna take the other glitter color underneath the liddy, the Anastasia one, and kind of help that to transition the super intense glitter to the not so intense glitter, just because those harsher glitter pieces are kind of falling out. But I will say, like, all of the glitter is very, very pigmented. I always feel like it looks so much crazier when you don't have your face done too, you know, and you're like looking at your eyes all wild. So just give it some time before you nix the look that you're doing, because I've done that a bajillion times. I'm like, I don't like this, it's too much. And then I wipe it off and I was like, well, it maybe could have been okay. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do a soft look today. No. So I did get a new beauty blender at Ulta. I always use the Real Techniques one, but I just haven't used a beauty blender in so long, and I wanted to kind of remind myself if there was a difference between the beauty blender and the Real Techniques one. And this one just seems more light, but that also is probably because it's not full of makeup. I am so pumped to try this. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Foundation, Luminous Foundation, and I purchased the color 320 Neutral. I am not a foundation girl. I hate it. I always just, it never looks right. I have tried so many and I've never found anything as much as I like the CC cream from Thrive Cosmetics. The IT Cosmetics one is pretty good too, but still Thrive is my favorite. And so I was like, well, I've heard good things about this. I don't know how hopeful I am, but we're gonna test it out. This is the one thing I did read and I wanted to see this on camera. This pump is kind of weird. And I've heard that once you use it a couple times, it takes a while to get that pump going. Oh yeah. I was nervous about that color, but that looks good. I feel like too with beauty blenders, when you first get them, they're stiff anyways. Like right now to me, this seems stiffer than my Real Techniques one that I have, but I almost wonder if that's just because I haven't used it. First thoughts on this foundation as I'm putting it on my skin is it feels very lightweight and not drying at all. Obviously with a luminous foundation, you're not going to get a matte look, which I do not want. It just feels really nice on my skin. It doesn't feel like I'm layering a ton of stuff on, which I like. And it, dare I say it, I actually might like this. Can you see the way that that's laying on my skin? I didn't even cover the pimple. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting to like that much. I have not used a foundation. Granted, I would never wear a foundation to the gym anyway, but I just don't have many things that I would wear foundation for, so, you know, whatever. But I have not used a foundation in so long, let alone light one like this. Now the real test will be how it holds up, and obviously I'll try to remember to put that in the little text box or just a pop-up when I'm editing this. But oh my gosh, absolutely love this foundation. We'll see how it works on my skin, but I am so impressed. I love that glow. It's not too oily looking for me anyway, but it is very nice. As far as coverage goes, I'm trying to get a little bit more close so you can see like where I have some acne scarring on my cheeks right here. It is, I would say, maybe like a medium to full coverage. But I felt like you could easily build this up to be a very, very full coverage if you wanted to. Next up on the first impressions, this is the Tarte Shape Tape. Now, I'm having a total brain fart and can't remember if I've used this before. And I want to say that I did, but it's nowhere to be found in my makeup. So maybe it was a sample or a mini version, but I went ahead and bought the regular version just to give it a full feel, because they don't have all of the range of colors in the minis. And this is in the color Medium Honey. So I've heard very, very good things about this concealer, although what I have read is that if you do not have a very hydrated under eye area, like you didn't moisturize enough, it can crease quite a bit. We're gonna see. The more that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I did used to use it, so this is not truly a first impression, but still kind of new. It is very full coverage, but definitely gives you a nice look. Like it's very smooth. This is why I need to branch out and try more things, because who would have thought that I would ever have liked this entire thing so far? But I do. So that's what it looks like with just the foundation and the concealer on. And we are gonna bake today because I got a Morphe highlight and contour sponge solely because I noticed that when I was doing my baking from the bottom, if I was using the other Real Techniques sponge to press it in, it was making little lumps in my contour instead of a straight line. Lucky for me, Morphe has a highlight and contour sponge, which mine's kind of messed up actually a little bit, but that's okay, I guess it will work. And this is to help make that line in your contour just much more carved out, defined, and I've never used this type of flat edge sponge before for something like that. If you wanted to do like a cheaper alternative, I feel like you could use those makeup sponges from the drugstore or from Ulta too. They have those little guys that are like little white sponges. They have the harsh lines too, but we're out here trying new things. So I'm gonna give this a go. This Morphe sponge, in comparison to even a beauty blender, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that difference on camera, but this is like a very light and fluffy, and this one's just super dense, which again is not necessarily a bad thing for its purpose maybe, but just to beware. I don't like to put foundation and concealer or anything on my face with a very dense sponge, but for powder, it might work. Oh wait, I have to contour first. The one thing that I didn't buy for this video was bronzer or contour, and I swear this is just one of those things where I love this contour so much. It is so nice and it's not muddy. Even when I had my makeup done yesterday for this, I was looking at some of the pictures, and I hate when the bronzer, when it's like a powder bronzer, sits in your cheek area and it looks muddy or dirty. Oh, I hate that so much. So I didn't even know where to start with that, and I didn't have any good recommendations, so I just was like, screw it. We're gonna stick with Bondi Bay. So usually I would go, what in the world? Usually I'd go in and do a powder blush after, but because we're just doing things all weird today and we're just testing things out, I do want to put this blush stick on my face first before I bake it. And this is the ColourPop blush sticks, kind of similar to the nudie sticks, and I got this color Cool It. It kind of seems like a mauve, I'm not sure. Okay, that's a lot more subtle than I thought it was going to be. I may actually use a beauty blender for this though, because I feel like with something like this, I want it to stay where it's at and I don't want to drag it too much. Can you even see that? I feel like you could see it on this side more. But if okay, hold on. Now if I drag it in my hand, look at that. But I don't know if I necessarily want to draw it on my face like that, you know? It's subtle. This would be something I think would be great for just doing CC cream or just a very light look, which is obviously not what I did on my eyes, but it's okay. I don't think that this is something that I would probably use like on a daily basis, because mostly for the convenience factor, it's just so easy to just dip your, blush brush into a blush and just, you know what I'm saying? Now the fun part to bake, which we're baking with a new product today. And I don't know how I feel about this, because this is something I thought I didn't like, but I don't really know. And one of the reasons is because I need a lot of product to dip my sponge into, and this gets really messy. So this is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This is what a ton of people use to bake and just do all of that stuff. And the first time that I did it, I just didn't feel like I was getting enough on, and I think you can kind of tell. Mostly I'm just interested to see this bottom part. I feel like if I would have done this with my Thrive one, it probably would have been a little thicker. Okay, now that side was a lot better. Can you see the difference? I do like this pointed edge. I totally get the purpose of that for doing a very sharp contour line. Yeah, okay. Not bad. We're gonna leave it. I am nervous. This is something that I have not changed from my routine since I think I first got my eyebrows microbladed. This is the Tarte Frame Worker Brow Pomade in medium cool brown. I don't typically like to do ash blonde brows. I have mentioned this a ton, and I just like the way the medium looks much better on me. This is the color, the inside of the pot. I'm just gonna use one of my Anastasia brushes to do this. I'm also not really a pomade person, so we'll see. possibly have multiple things that I liked from a first impressions video. Okay, this is the bad brow though. So this is where we're gonna really see if I like it. I feel like this is something that first impressions might not necessarily be the same thing as whether or not you end up liking it, because it could not, you know, last long. It could end up looking different after a few hours. So I'm only speaking on first impressions here, but this is a great color and it's really easy to apply. I don't know what kind of brush Tarte sells for this, but I do highly recommend the Anastasia one. Honestly, anything with brows, I really like Anastasia products for that. Anastasia, whatever. I swear, I'm so sorry that I say things wrong like that all the time. I forget, and I've been saying it one way for such a long time that I just, take me for as I am, please. Now, I don't think that with a pomade, I would put anything over it. So I'm just gonna leave that as is. And I feel like this pot would last you forever because you only need such a teeny tiny amount. Well, let me rephrase. If you're somebody that has either your eyebrows microbladed or you don't need a lot of filling in, this would last you for a long time. Whereas, you know, the gel things, I feel like I run through those things like it's nobody's business. I'm going to really quickly do my eyeliner and then we're going to decide, I got these lashes and let me tell you, I don't even know if I can take myself seriously because they are so, I just don't know if I can do this. And then I'm just gonna give myself a quick, tiny little baby coat of mascara. First thoughts is, this is a lot, but I will say that it actually kind of worked out that I ended up doing that thick glitter because I feel like that would be the type of look that you would need to do with this kind of lash. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do this with like a everyday look. I mean, you could, but I just feel like this is a very dramatic, like going out. This would even have been beneficial for New Year's Eve. And if I didn't say that, these are the House of Lashes Posh Noir ones. And I think that they just consider these to be a little bit more of the like, honestly, I don't even know, like the thicker ones. There's something special about these ones. I don't know what it is, but like, you see what I mean? It's just like, wah! This is a first time purchase from KK Beauty, and this is the little duo of the Enchanting Lipstick and Tempting Highlighter. Packaging is a little hard to open. Oh my God. This is what the highlighter looks like. Kind of reminds me of the Anastasia Glow Set Kit, but this is just a tad more golden. I need to get a brush to wipe off the baking. We'll see, I'm interested to see how harsh this line turned out. Yeah, I feel like you just have to buff it in extra. Look what was left over on my under eye from doing all that baking. That's hardly anything, and I barely touched that spot. I'll have to try that sponge, the harsh sponge with the Thrive one and see how that works. Oh my goodness. I'm a very big Benefit cookie highlighter person. I've used that one for a very long time. Oh, okay. Oh, we have a glow. We have a glow going on. I have to say, I like it. I don't think it's very pigmented, just to see, like, I always can tell if I can see the part of my fingertip through the highlighter. Know what I mean? It's not bad, but it just, see how it didn't really transfer too much to the inner corner. Like, I wouldn't say that this is bad. I don't think I've used it enough, obviously. It's not as pigmented and not as strong. It's still good, but it's definitely more of a natural highlight, more of a glow from within kind of look. Up there on my eyebrow, you can kind of see it a little bit more, but oh yeah. You see that? Ooh, these lashes, girl, they are something else. So as I was up close in the mirror looking at the smoking out my under eye right there, I did see that some of the like wrinkles underneath my eyes were kind of like the concealer was kind of settling in it a little bit. I don't know if that was because of the Laura Mercier powder or if that was because of the Tarte Shape Tape. So it's not horrible, but again, it's only been on for like 30 minutes, so I'm not entirely sure. But just something to notate, if you do have more dry under eyes, may not be the best for you. Now I'm going to give this KKW Enchanting lipstick a go. Oh, that's a lot pinker than I thought it was gonna be. Shit. I'm not crazy about the smell of it. It smells very chemically to me, but I will say it's super hydrating and it almost kind of just gives your lipstick a little bit of a sheen. Sheen. Okay, I wasn't actually sure about how I would feel this color with the eyes, but I don't hate it. I'm not much of a lipstick wearer because I always get it all over my teeth. I feel more comfortable if I'm gonna do a full glam look to do a matte liquid lip. But this is actually not too shabby. Was from Becca, and this is a glow gloss. And this is basically kind of the spin-off of their Champagne Pop highlighter, but in a lip gloss. Okay. I don't know about my eyes are all glittery. This probably shouldn't be glittery. I thought it was like a gloss, not like a... Oh, this smells like toothpaste. Ugh. I might just put it in the center because I have so much going on in my eyes right now that I don't want to be like, why is she covered in glitter? This straight up smells like the dentist. As far as a glow though, I could see how that would be similar to Champagne Pop with that golden glow kind of look. The last newbie that we're gonna try out is the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. My best friend loves this. I will say though, she said that this broke her out. I'm taking a chance. It almost kind of has the smell of like a cleaning solution. I don't love the smell, but that is that's a dewy look. I will say that blush I wasn't too sure about, but it did hold on really nicely after I did everything else. So, apparently we did a glam look today. And so far I would say I was very satisfied with pretty much all of the products that we tried today. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other video suggestions or product suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and click subscribe so you never miss a Monday with Manders, even though this video might be going up on Thursday. Hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video.